So then, yeah, I started looking into how to get into conservation biology, and just kind of got my undergraduate degree in organismal biology, and just in the meantime was just out with my little old Sony Handycam, just learning and just teaching myself some of the basics of the film work. And then how I came out to here was actually back in October, November. There was a wildlife filmmaking course in Cape Town, South Africa, that actually introduces everybody into the basics of the wildlife filmmaking industry, from pre-production, production, and post-production. And the whole goal is to kind of create your own 5-minute film at the end of that. And from doing that, I did learn a lot. And the good thing about that was they had lots of contacts, and actually Graham and Emily had sent them an email wanting a camera operator, to where actually Alex Sletton, who was working here for 9 months, was in the same class, and he ended up getting that. And so I just had them keep my email on file, and just about a month or so ago they kind of emailed me again, let me know there was another opening, and so I applied and I got it, and I really love being out here. This coming up Tuesday will be my second week out here, and so far I've loved every minute of it. It's just amazing to be out in Africa. It's amazing to see all the various animals we've seen, including, I think we've seen about 6 different leopards, white rhino, saw different antelope species, saw some elephants, and one of the fun ones was, I think it was yesterday afternoon drive at the start, that one young bull that was kind of playing with us and following us down to the water hole. That was a great experience that I'll always remember, as well as I'll always remember, I believe it was Kurutlo was the first leopard I saw, and just on a termite mound, and just beautiful light, and it was just really amazing to see. So that's kind of how I got into the field, and I really love it, and hope I can stay here with WE for quite a long time, because I do love it here, and I also love the whole community or family aspect. I love popping into the chat rooms and chatting with everybody. It's a lot of fun, and it's just amazing how some of you have been so loyal and from here from the start, which is amazing. And I love how some of you kind of capture stills as well as take video. That's just amazing. It's just fun to come back after a drive and watch. And I'm not too sure what else to chat about, and I'm not too sure about the time, so we might get Herman out here. But once again, thank you for watching and kind of sending us your pictures and email and videos. It's really great, and I really do love the whole community aspect of Wild Earth, including you guys, which is the big part. All right, I think we'll hand it off to Herman.
Thanks, man. Hello, everyone. My name is Herman, and yeah, some crazy times in the FCC this evening. We had something that was called the denial of service attack, and basically what happened was someone out there, I think Peter already explained it a bit, but basically yeah, they just overwhelmed our server, and at the moment I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed as well. So it's very nice just to come and sit next to the fire and relax a bit. Yeah, it's been a very interesting week. We had a lot of power cuts and stuff like that, but I think hopefully from tomorrow everything will go a lot more smoother. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the FCC the last couple of days, because Peter Brott is on vacation at the moment, and it was very interesting. I mean, it's different than to be out there than when you're sitting in the FCC. If I think of something that was very cool this week, I think it was yesterday, Peter, when you had the elephant at quarantine, and you followed it all the way down to the waterhole. And that was a lot of fun, because then I could really play around. I had 3 cameras, one on the vehicle, and of course the 2 cameras at Gowrie Waterhole, and I could just jump between those 3 cameras. So that was yeah, it also gets very exciting in the FCC, especially if things go wrong. I think I was more on the phone with Graham tonight than actually just sitting in front of the computer. But I think everything is basically sorted out now. So yeah, it's always nice to, or maybe I must just take a deep breath and just enjoy the fire for a little while. What I enjoy about the fire? Well, that you can sit next to it. You don't have to actually think about much. I think it's yeah, you can in a sense get lost in the fire. I think if you sit here for long enough. So that's something very special. I also grew up with a fire. So yeah, I spend a lot of time with my family and friends around a fire as well. So it's a very comfortable space for me. It's a new space if there's a camera. It's not as comfortable yet, but that's something I think you get used to over time. The more time you spend in front of a fire, the more you get used to the fire, and the more time you spend in front of a camera, the more you get used to that as well. Yeah, I'm actually not really dressed for the occasion. I was basically busy in the FCC, and then I just suddenly came out here just to have a quick chat with you guys. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I think Peter should jump in here just to say a few last words.
Few last words, Herman. I hope that's not the case. I hope to be saying a lot of other words still as well, but maybe for the evening. Yeah, well, it's just going to be a couple more minutes. First of all, I was really enjoying looking at the fire there. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, I think that's one of the things that sitting around fires, and if you want to have another there, someone can show you. It really is one of the things that you can be lost in it. We often say jokingly, you talk about something like bush television or not something like, often call it bush television. If you have a nice look into it, it is something that you can totally almost lose all thought in, and just dream. I think, be comfortable, just be, which is one of my favorite things, just to be alive in the moment and maybe not think about everything else before and after. And then I was actually just going to try and, hey, it's a coal, sorry. I thought that's still part of the wood. Yeah, lots of things happening tonight, and most important, I think, is that we in the end just sit down and enjoy the sound of the fire, the sound of the bush. Summer is certainly arriving in so many ways. Just sitting here now, I don't think you can hear it. I'll try. But there's lots of crickets around and cicadas and just all kinds of activity coming along. The trees are getting greener. A lot of the acacias we're seeing it with. I saw tonight some of the large fruited bush willows are starting to make new leaves. We've been seeing the kudus and giraffe eating a lot or browsing a lot on the flowers of the russet bush willow. So summer really is around us. We've had the threat of rain a few times, but no rain yet. But that could happen if we're lucky somewhere in the next week. Yeah, the smoke is beautiful. I don't know if you can see it. Sometimes there's things going on that to talk about is maybe a bit difficult, but it's making this beautiful shape around us here from the log. And yeah, I think I wanted to end off with something about that Herman said at the end that caught my attention a little bit, and that is getting used to the camera, used to the fact that we can just chat, that I can sit there and look you in the eye and have a chat with you and know that we're having a conversation. And that is something that's very special. It's something that has taken, like everyone, I guess, it's normal to get habituated. I've mentioned it a few times before. We've spoken about it a few times before. But the same as Karula the leopard or Wonky the elephant get habituated to vehicles, the same way as that, I think, to a large extent, we are getting more habituated to each other. And certainly I've become more habituated with, I don't even see a camera anymore. To be honest with you, when I'm talking there, I see a person. And yeah, that's why we can sit around the fire. That's why we can chat about all kinds of things. I do want to try and see, and Graham will call me afterwards if this was a bad idea, but I want to see if we can't hear the fire. Can you hear that, Herman? Maybe there a bit. It's very beautiful. That if you couldn't, down the line with a lot of other things, we will at some point be able to let you hear that sound. It's a very subtle sound, a very quiet sound, a very peaceful sound, and maybe a little bit like hearing crickets at night or a lion roaring in the distance. It's just one of those things that always reminds me that to sit around a fire, it's a very special thing. So thank you for joining us tonight around this fire. Again, thank you very much for joining us last night, those of you that did around the fire with my dad. He said a couple of nice things about fire as well. It's something that's important in almost in our culture. And as always, it's a pleasure to have you here as a friend and as a guest and as a viewer, and hopefully never again as a hacker and just someone that goes along and drive with us and enjoys the beauty of the bush. It's in our nature to do so, and it's in our nature to keep on going. So we'll see you tomorrow morning for drive, bright and early. From myself, Peter, Simon behind the camera, Herman and Kutch in the Live Control Center. Have an awesome day, awesome evening, morning, wherever you might be, and we'll see you on drive tomorrow, and watch the water hole. It's winter still in terms of the bush, lots of things coming and going for a drink. Bye-bye.